Tori here with December Daily Day 7. I am so happy with the way that these pages worked out. I don't know, it just made me really happy to be using these die cuts and to do something creative and fun with them. So I'm going to do some embossing and watercoloring, and it's going to be great. So I'm going to start with my 2019 album, which I think this might be my favorite page I've made so far in it because I get to use this like super adorable llama cut file that came from Paige Evans. If you didn't know, she did like a 25 days of cut files thing that you could sign up for, and this was one of the days, was this like cute llama carrying packages, and I just felt like it worked really perfect with the story that I was going to do today, and I wanted to do something fun with it other than just like sticking it in the album. So I'm going to end up doing some watercoloring. I had to poke out some of those last few holes, but I started by gluing that cut file down to a white piece of paper. Originally, I kind of thought about backing each of them, and then I was like, no, you know what? Watercolor might be really fun. So I end up gluing it down to a white piece of paper, doing the watercoloring, and then cutting it out. But you'll kind of see me do that in just a second. Basically, what happened on the 7th is that a group of us from the school that I'm at went to a Christmas craft fair in Nairobi. And it was so much fun. Like, we got to see, I'm really sorry this is blown out, by the way. It was so much fun. We got to like see all these vendors and all these fun things. And at one point, Santa came out riding a camel, which I thought was hilarious and kind of was like the epitome of what Christmas in Africa looks like to me. Santa riding a camel, I don't know. Anyways, and like, yeah, I know this is a llama, but I feel like next to the picture of the camel, it kind of looks like you could get away with thinking that it is a camel. I don't know. Either way, it's cute, and I wanted to use it, so I glued it down, and then I just grabbed my Peerless watercolors, which are these really cool like watercolors that are like suspended on a piece of paper, and then you just add water, and then the color comes out. And I'm going to like color in the different spots within the shape of the llama, and it actually worked really well because the die cut or the cut file almost becomes like the border for you, and so you're kind of coloring in between there. And yeah, it's not perfect. There's some spots where it bleeds over, and I didn't really care that much. I just kind of let it go. And I just picked different colors that I thought would go well and would look cute in the llama and with the spread that I'm going to make. I did do like a time lapse, so that's kind of what you're seeing now. I hope you guys enjoy when I do time lapses too. It's funny because I didn't want to like film the whole thing because I felt like, well, this might be boring to watch, but a time lapse is kind of cool because you get to see it happen quickly. And it wasn't like I necessarily felt like there was anything for me to teach you here other than I just kind of picked colors and colored him in. And I think he looks so cute. I like cannot believe it. I wanted to add some gold details, so I grabbed a glue pen, added some gold or glue, and then added some gold embossing powder, and then heated it up, and it just like adds this like really special touch to it. I don't know, just like took it over the edge for me. And then I'm just gonna fussy cut around him. Again, it's not perfect, but it looks really cute, and he's going to look so cute in my junk journal for 2019 as I document going to this like craft fair with these new friends and like getting to see all the fun things and finding some things for my house and I don't know, fun stuff. And I'm just going to pause that there so you can take a look at the final thing. But I love the way that he looks. So I'm going to start by adhering him and the photos down where I want them. I also grabbed out some Project Life cards that I had in my stash, some which are Christmassy and then some which are not. So there's the photo of Santa on the camel I wanted to show you. So that was kind of the inspiration for using this llama cut file in my December daily. And then I have a Bring on the Joy journaling card, which is red, which is a Christmas one. And then I have that one that says Girl Time, which I'm not sure where that came from. It's either Studio Calico from a long time ago or Ali Edwards. And then I also had one that said most loved moment, which is not Christmassy either, but I felt like it went well. And I'm going to put it next to the photo of Santa on the camel because that was my most loved moment. So I adhered my little llama down into the book, and I made it so he's like facing into the page, and then I can adhere my other photos. So I have a photo of some of us like walking through the craft fair, the photo of Santa. I have some photos of all of us ladies who went in the car on the way back, and then a photo of my rain boots and Christmas leggings because it just screamed Christmas to me. And then while I was doing this, I realized that yesterday I put the wrong number down. So I ended up going back and fixing that. And then using my roller date stamps to stamp yesterday's date and today's date. And today is the 7th. It didn't stamp perfectly, but I'm going to make that work somehow when we come back to that. And then why don't I read you guys my journaling while I just adhere some of these photos. So today we went to the Nairobi Craft Fair. It was so much fun to spend time with new friends I've met along the way. One of my favorite moments is when Santa came out riding a camel. What a truly African moment. I loved it. Christmas craft fairs, I feel like, are the perfect way to bring on the joy of the season. I'm so glad I went because it was so fun to do it with others. I love seeing all the fun handmade goodies. I found some yummy jarred goodies, from sun-dried tomatoes in a chutney. I found a salt and pepper shaker, a tassel for my purse, and some unique chocolates, and many other goodies I didn't pick up. After we grabbed some groceries and drove home, it was a perfect day. I'm so glad I was able to wear my rain boots. It was pretty muddy from all the rain we've been having. And I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to wear my rain boots, but I'm so glad I did because it was definitely a day to wear rain boots and not get muddy everywhere. So I'm going to adhere down those Project Life cards too. There was one already in the journal that had like already been sewn in that said 'tis the season. And then on the back, I just adhered that girl time love getting together card on the back of there. And then I'll adhere the last few photos where I want them. And then I'll be able to add like the embellishments. And I did keep it pretty like simple embellishment wise. I think I've kind of been trying to do that throughout the album just because, one, I don't have a ton of embellishments with me that I brought to Kenya, and two, it's already becoming pretty chunky as an album, so I'm trying to keep the embellishments pretty flat. So once I adhered that down, I am going to decide what to do with that most loved card that I really wanted to use. And I decided to just cut out the phrase most loved moment, and I'm going to stick that on the photo or on the page, and I end up just putting it right above the llama's head there. And I just kind of feel like it's really fun, like title page almost, for this moment of me seeing Santa riding a camel. I don't know, it just made me happy. So I accidentally had some extra adhesive sticking out, so I'm going to just grab a black and white striped washi tape and add a little piece there, and then I end up adding a little piece on the right hand side to just tie it together. And I kind of like the contrast that that black and white stripe brings to the page. And then I moved on to the last photo, the photo of my boots, and I was just trying to figure out how I wanted to adhere that down. I ended up grabbing a tag and kind of creating layers. So I had used that tag on the cover page of my other album to cut out the bear, but I kept the rest of the tag, and I'm just going to use the tag as a layer piece for my photo here. And it worked perfectly because it covered up where the bear was, so you can't even see that the tag is missing anything. And I adhered that down right onto the page. So I did my journaling off screen, so you guys wouldn't have to watch me. So I'm just going to flip through and show you where I did. I kind of just fitted around what was going on the page. I also added some puffy heart, stars. You can see there on the Bring the Joy, and then on the last photo with my boots. Now, I mentioned earlier that I did not stamp the date down very good, so I thought it would be kind of cute to take like a phrase sticker and put it down in the middle so you can kind of see the date behind it, but it distracts from the fact that there's like this big empty space. And I actually kind of really like the way that worked out. I'm going to end up doing that a lot in this album. And then I also grabbed one that said, "This makes me happy," and put it on the photo of Santa. And then one that says, "This moment is everything," and put it on the photos of the girls and I. And then I grabbed one that said "Daily Joys" and put it on my rain boots because I actually really enjoy my rain boots with the like fuzzy top at the top, and then my Christmas leggings with gingerbread men. I don't know, it just worked out well, and I'm kind of happy the way that just adds this like cute little detail. So I'm gonna finish off my 2019 spread here for you guys so you can check it out. I'm really happy with the way that it turns out. I think my favorite part is the hand painted llama cut file and how cute it looks next to Santa. I don't know, it just made me really happy. The way that it like kind of looks like a camel even though it's a llama. I don't know, I mentioned that earlier, but it makes me happy. So that's the end of my 2019 page. Now I'm going to quickly show you what I did with my 2018 album. I cut out 2 of those snowflakes, and then I just like added some random gold embossing on them. I wanted it to have like a little something extra. So I added that just sporadically on those snowflakes, like not over the whole thing, but in a few places. And then I'm going to layer those 2 snowflakes, the big one and the little one, with my photo. And then I'll just do a little bit of journaling around it. So this was the 7th, 2018. And what I'll do is while I'm creating this, I'll just read you guys my journaling. So I just said, "Today I spent the day working with my mom on her thesis proposal. I know that she was feeling really stressed, so I really wanted to help, but it was also very stressful for both of us. I will admit it took me a few days to do all of the edits and grammar changes." So not necessarily like a Christmas page per se, but I feel like, and Allie has said this before when she's talking about December Daily, Allie Edwards, she says that it's not necessarily like one story or one photo or one thing of journaling, but it's like the project as a whole that comes together and shares a story of like what was happening in your life that year. And that's one of the things I really love about December Daily is like getting to see year over year what I was doing, where I am. So last year I was in Canada and it's documenting like wrapping things up at work and helping my mom with her thesis proposal. And then this year I'm in Kenya, and I kind of like that, like if you were to look at them kind of like chapters in my life book or my life story, that it kind of tells this like really beautiful story of like change and how some things are the same year over year and then how some things are different. And last year my mom was working on her thesis proposal, and this year she's doing interviews for candidates for her thesis proposal. And I'm just like so proud of her because I know she has worked so hard on this. And it's like a really great topic that she's doing too. She's talking about the spiritual healings of victims of child sexual abuse, of adult victims of child sexual abuse. And it's just such an important story. So it's like, I love that each of my December dailies is going to have a little piece of that part of the story in it too. So like, it's not even something about me, but it's something about my mom, which is part of this bigger, beautiful, messy life that we're in. I don't know. It makes me really happy. So once I adhered that down, I did use some Tombow Mono aqua glue just to adhere some of the like little parts of the snowflake down a little bit more. I do let it hang off the page a little bit at the top and on the left. It's a junk journal, so it doesn't need to be perfect, and I think it just adds to the like details and the touches within this. And I am going to next add some embellishments and some journaling. I wanted to keep the embellishments fairly simple on this page, but I also wanted there to be something on here. So I had these Allie Edwards puffy stickers, and there was one that said life and then a bunch of like little gold stars, and I'm gonna just put those sporadically on the page too. It kind of is like tying together the gold in the snowflake with the gold in that, and I thought the word life fit really well with this idea of like helping my mom work on her thesis proposal in the middle of December. It's just part of life, right? And then I finished it off by adding the the number 7 for the date, and I'm going to use the ruler date stamp in the bottom right hand corner just to put December 7th, 2018. And I'll do my journaling next, but I'll speed you up so you don't have to watch a lot of that. I really hope that you guys enjoyed checking out day 7 in my 2018 and 2019 album, and I hope it gave you some maybe cool ideas for how to use your cut files, like either adding gold embossing on them like these snowflakes, or doing painting and adding embossing like I did on the llama. I don't know. I hope it inspired you. That's it for me today. I hope that you have a lovely day, and check back soon for my next December daily page. I'm not sure when that is, but I'm working really hard to get them out as quickly as I can. They're filmed, they just need to be edited. So I will see you soon, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye!
Magic is falling straight from the sky, covering everything glistening white. Jack Frost has finally come out to say hi with his snow on Christmas morning.